Okay, well, you can that one maybe? Maybe you can introduce it. No, that's not it. Ah, lost it! It is here, no, it is here. Just try open off this, just open that. There we go, right. Okay. Do you want me to ask you? Yeah.
I was just going to check with sound. With sound. I'm just going to list the question.
Should we just start? Would you mind us asking?
Do you want to ask me my age bracket?
Yeah. What's your age bracket, miss?
Between what and what? I'm between 0 and 100.
Between 20 and 40. Are you between 20 and 40?
So I'm between 20. I can tell you that I'm between 20 and 30.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What was our other question? Because now I've lost it. Right. What is your occupation?
I'm a teacher of media studies.
Do you enjoy your job?
Yes.
Yes. Can it be stressful?
My job? Very.
And why is that?
Because I'm dealing with people, and people can be stressful. Every day is different, which is what I enjoy about my job, but that also means that you are not always prepared for what might happen. So it can be quite stressful in the moment.
Do you use media as a form of escapism?
Absolutely.
If so, what type of media?
Predominantly films and music and the internet.
How often do you use this type?
Every day.
What type of media do you use the most and for what?
The internet for research purposes. That could be to do with researching a holiday, or it could be researching resources for my subject because I teach media studies, or just like being on Facebook or social networking sites. So definitely the internet.
Okay, what's your favourite genre of film?
Oh God, that's such a hard question. It depends what mood I'm in, but if I'm watching a film to escape, then it's probably likely to be like action or thriller. If I'm watching it because I fancy something different, then I tend to watch world cinema.
Do you like romantic comedies?
Yes, if I'm tired and can't really, because I want something easy to watch that doesn't really require much effort, then I would put on a rom-com, yes.
What about them do you like? What part?
The fact that they're easy to watch, that they're quite predictable formats, that usually the lead characters are quite fanciful, so it's always, they're easy on the eye. And the settings, I like the settings.
What things do you expect to see in a romantic comedy?
You expect some sort of some dynamic where you have. I always expect to see a guy and a girl, some sort of issue that they can't overcome, some best mate situation, advice person. Lots of stereotypes about genders and exotic settings, such as like you expect to see in the city, maybe somewhere outside of the city. I'd also expect basically high-end fashion, even if it's quite subtly used, and a good soundtrack. But more than anything, I'd expect the format, the plot, to be boy meets girl, girl meets boy, and usually quite heterosexual, and relationship, and then some sort of disturbance in that they can't be together, and it will always end in that they will end up together in the end. They'll overcome whatever issue.
Okay, so 3 things you expect to see in a romantic comedy. 3 big ones.
Man and a woman,
right?
Male heterosexual relationship. Problem between them, and I would expect to see, a variety of settings, I think.
What's this one? Right, do you know our idea?
Do you remember? Yes, because I listened to your treatment.
Do you like it?
You have to remind me.
Would you think should be changed?
Yeah. Remind me of what happens.
2 girls, you've got alternating clips between them getting ready, getting up and heading to work. They're both working different places. We changed that after you told us about our treatment pitch. We've got a monologue from one of the girls, and she's basically saying, "That's me. Da, 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 da. At the weekend I done this, I done that. I'm meeting up my best friend. Da, 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 da." And it's a monologue. That's our character sequence.
So that's the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So is the question, would I watch the rest of the film, or what would I change about it?
Yeah.
Would you watch this?
If the monologue of the girl was interesting, and in the sense, I would like it to be, for me to want to watch it, I'd like to be able to relate to it straight away. I think it would be like, oh yeah, she's got this problem, or I've had that at some point in my life. And maybe for her to be slightly quirky. That's me. I'd expect it to be not everything laid out in the monologue. Maybe a bit of a drifter, a bit of a loner. Maybe people don't quite get her, and then I'd want to watch to find out what sort of guy she'd end up with. Because to be honest, I know that she's going to like that. Even in the first 2 minutes, I know pretty much, and I'd expect the DVD cover to have that as well, the guy and the girl. And I'd want to find out, oh, so who's she going to fall for? How's it going to happen? How does she make it work? Because I'd expect a problem. She's got some sort of problem in the beginning 2 minutes, and I'd want to see her work that out, I guess.
Yeah.
So I probably would watch it if it was compelling enough.
Okay. Do you like the sound of our idea? Do you think it?
I like the idea that it comes from the woman,
Yeah.
and it really depends what's in your monologue. Like, is it about the fact that she's like had loads of relationships and can't hold it down? Has she got commitment issues that you'd usually expect a man to have? Because it's usually it's the man, isn't it? If it's yes, I do. I think it's got potential, definitely.
Should we just leave it last two? We'll leave it last two.
Would you pay to watch a film from opening?
I would answer that question once I'd seen maybe a draft idea of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm visual. I work with visual sort of appeal, so I'd expect to see. For example, I was standing at a bus stop the other day, and there's a new film coming out called New Year's Eve, and it's got 18 actors in it. So they're all close-up shots of the actors on the poster, and there's big names in there. And I stood and I looked at the whole thing because I was like, oh, Jessica Biel, but Robert De Niro. Like, you know, and I worked out who was who, and they hadn't put the names in order with the people, so I was working out if I knew which actors I knew. And I looked down, and all it had at the bottom was a skyline of Britain, like of London mainly, and loads of fireworks. And I looked and I thought, this is such an obvious format it's going to be. And I looked and I counted, and there was 9 men and 9 women, and I thought, I bet it's all heterosexual relationships, but I'd watch it to find out, have they reflected other people in society? And it's so obvious what it is. It's just, you know, sort of loads of cameo roles from lots of famous actors, but most of them have been in rom-coms, you know, before. So I'm visual. So I looked at that and then I started to think about what might happen. I'd pay to watch it to find that out. So I think I'd want to see like a film poster idea or something that would capture me. Would I be able to relate to your main actress? Does that help?
What do you think we should keep the same? Like, not changing?
It's hard to say at this moment because I think it would, if it was going to be anything to change, it would probably be the actual monologue. And I'd imagine you'll draft that a few times. So before you actually feel you've got it right. I think you need to think about how you want your audience to feel when they first listen to her. And if you're going for a male audience as well as a female audience, how are they going to respond to it? Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
That's okay. You know what to do with that.